Got a great opportunity offered today, ACN. Please criticize.
So this evening my dad asks me to go with him, because his boss owes him some work money. He does construction. Anyways, my dad asks me to go with him just to go out on a nice motorcycle ride. He wanted to ride one of my motorcycles.
So there we go. Then his boss tells him, let's go to a meeting, it will only be 20 minutes. We are downtown and go into a real luxurious condos downtown named W6. Those who live here in PHXOS know what I'm talking about.
These condos cost around $120K and to rent it's like $1K plus a month. So a 24-year-old guy comes down, opens the door, and my dad's boss introduces us to him and two more people he asked to go as well.
And he takes us in his luxurious condo. He starts telling us that when he was 21 he got offered that same opportunity and he took it. It's a company called ACN.
It's an MLM company, that you earn money from people you sign up and people they sign up and so on. We watch a 10 minutes video, seems interesting to me, but you have to pay $499 to get in and become a member.
My dad's boss became a member and that's why he took my dad, me, and two other people. One of them was his cousin. Therefore he will getting a percentage from us if we sign up.
At the end of the presentation he says if we are interested we can get the form and sign up. Bottom line is I wasn't even supposed to go with my dad there and didn't even know we were going to a meeting about this. He didn't either.
So this really got me hooked, since they say opportunities sometimes show up and you have to take them. That's why I said I was in. Quickly research the company, and I see lots of posts saying it's a scam. Is ACN a scam? MJ Del Marco, can you please help me here?
I will be going to another meeting tomorrow with around 200 people, about this. I still haven't paid my $499 to become a member. Please reply before tomorrow.
Sounds like a pyramid scheme to me. You pay money to get in and whoever brings you in gets a cut of that money. I'd say run away as fast as you can.
Thanks man, but damn, I signed the application FML and put my card information. I will talk to my bank tomorrow first thing in the morning about it.
It's funny how this damn guy had his nice condo and crap, and even got my dad's boss into the ACN company as well.
I always wonder how people can fall for this shit.
I suggest to do it, if you want to learn a lesson on why everyone on this forum is so against MLM. It took me 2 different MLMs to learn my lesson.
The first one I figured that it was just a product. The second one I learned that it wasn't the product. The only ones who make money are the guys who started it. It amazes me that after all these years, people still get sucked in. I guess it's the idea that they have an opportunity to get rich quick. You might learn a little about sales, but you will also burn many bridges.
I always felt bad for the people that I got in. I always apologized to them after I realized that we were scammed. I still think that they always keep it in the back of their mind though. Wow, if your dad's boss didn't tell him ahead of time it was a MLM pitch, he was acting like a real insert nasty word here.
This is pure gold right here. Read it and reread it. In 2 paragraphs he says it all.
Damn, no wonder when I looked at this sucker straight in the eye, he seemed to turn away.
Next time I see him I am going to sock this fool straight in his jaw for trying to get my dad and me in it. See ya.
Come on folks, it isn't a scam, but just a typical MLM. There are drivers, and there are hitchhikers. There are leaders, and there are followers. There are entrepreneurs and there are salespeople. Choose your path.
Please explain, MJ.
Sorry, but I shouldn't need to. Hatu. No, let me explain.
The nice condo doesn't mean much. He could be one sign up away from not being able to pay for that condo. It's the I'll look rich but not actually be rich, and well, the only good place to be in an MLM is at the top.
Thanks for all your helps guys. I feel like a complete idiot for believing this at first.
Don't feel like an idiot, my friend.
MLM is, technically, a legal business model. Like Liquid mentions, you'd certainly learn a lot about sales, but risk alienating yourself from decent people if you might otherwise like to know in business. I think one of the strong reasons for people hating MLM is because of its structure as a pyramid scheme, only with tangible products instead making it legal.
There are plenty of people out there and probably on here that haven't do make good money with it, but for the average Joe, they are the ones being suckered in to lose their cash. Like MJ rightfully points out, it's not a scam, There are just so many people out there wanting to believe they can make a fast buck for little effort that these schemes work. Personally, it's not my cup of tea. Good luck if you do decide to take it forward.
Look at Millionaire by 25 on here who proves it can make some moolah. Then skip to the last couple of pages when he sees the light. HL all the best.
MLM
Desert.
isn't a scam. It's a simplified franchise business model made affordable to the masses. Is it the ultimate fast lane
Obviously
opportunity?
not. Is it better than nothing? If you have nothing else going on? Maybe. Generally speaking.
Don't feel like an idiot, it's just a failure. The best failures are the ones that you learn from. You've learned a lot from this one, it didn't cost you much if anything, and it happened quick. Many failures cost hundreds of thousands of dollars and unfold over years. This isn't one of those, but you still earned some wisdom. Move on to the next endeavor. Everyone loved this forum for the help. It was funny how I thought it was my chance because I wasn't even supposed to be there, but damn man lol, he almost screwed me over with $499.
I launched a mobile auto detailing business, found out it wasn't for me.
No, currently looking for my second venture. It's hard every day trying to build a new venture, thinking, brainstorming, researching, etc. But hey, who said anything was easy, right?
Can I ask, what about the presentation got you so hooked? How did the guy pitch it so that it seemed like a surefire way
the
to
meeting
wealth?
that was at his place, his 24 lives at a 120k condo, seemed legit. Until I got home, googled ACN, didn't even have to type
Thanks.
scam.
Just wondering for future reference.
You're welcome, man. That dude calls me at 3:30 p.m. asking if I was going to attend the 4 p.m. meeting and ready for the road to success. I'm like, no dude, don't have the money to
He
attend.
says, who did you talk to? I'm like, no one, it's just that I don't have the money at the moment. The thing that has me a bit thinking is that I wrote my debit card number on that application he gave me and the expiration date of my
Could
debit
he take
card.
money out? He also gave me a book after the name The Business of the 21st Century by Robert T.
Kiyosaki, he texts me earlier, I need my book back, Coco. I'm like, alright, I'll drop it off later.
Well, he was just being nice so that you would sign up, and I would just keep a careful eye on your bank account and make sure there is nothing being removed, even though I doubt he would do that.
Well, folks, it isn't a scam, but just a typical MLM. There are drivers, and there are hitchhikers. There are leaders, and there are followers. There are entrepreneurs, and there are salespeople. Choose your path. Liquid is partially
But
right.
remember, like MJ stated in his book, you want to be the one who, unless you are exceptional at it. I have done a few of them myself.
They are not scams, or they would all be illegal. Are they hard work? Hell yeah. I have made a little money on a few of them, and I have some friends that make some decent monthly income and one or two that make what some of us would currently consider a lot of money right now. A true friend or family member is not going to hold it against you for asking them to join or buy in.
Unless you somehow got them to lose $10,000 or hounded them month after they said no.
If you ask once and they say no and you leave them alone, how much can they really hold that against you? Obviously some MLMs are better than others. Also, there are some very rich people who state that an MLM is a great way to make money. Even MJ.
Although he said he would an MLM, not join one. I would not fathom how to create one. I have a very good friend who is making some good money in an MLM right now. If you feel $499 is worth getting some experience to see what it is truly all about, then go for it. Life is all about a learning
I'm
experience.
trying to take everything I have learned in life and move into the fast lane, over and over again. As for what you do with your money, you have to make your own decisions on that. I don't even know what ACN is.
Is it a product? Is it something you have to buy every month? The other thing you have to remember about MLM is that everyone makes it seem like a get-rich-quick scheme.
Although a few do get a lot of money very fast, I would say that is not the norm. In the end, the choice is always every day is a school day. Every day is learning day.
Thanks, yeah, I just gave him his book back. He asked me politely, dude, why didn't you want to be part of it? Who did you talk to? I said no one, I just don't have money to spend right now. I just didn't want to say because I read it was a scam. So he said okay man, thanks though, and he said this was a great opportunity for you to make some income. The book move is a trick. They let you borrow the book for 2 reasons: 1, if you're reading the book, they are furthering their sales process on you, which in turn increases the likeliness that you will buy in. The book will always be pro-network marketing, aka MLM, and support things they told you in the original meeting. 2, more importantly, they have given you something that you will have to return. This opens the door for them to draw you back in when you go to return. He doesn't care about the book, he just wants another run at you. I spent a few years in an MLM company, and the methods they used to deceive people could be straight from a grifter handbook. To help cut through the noise, forget about the photocopies of checks they show you. This is what they call building a story. I recruit you, I drive your downline for 30 to 60 days, and get you a respectable check. Then I photocopy it, put it in a flip book for you. And you now have a story that goes like this. When I started with ACN, I was skeptical, like I'm sure most people are. However, I figured I had nothing to lose, so I gave it a try.
60 days later, not even knowing what I was doing, I made this check for $3,500 and I've never looked back. Now, 8 months later, I am making enough money that I was able to leave my $75,000 per year job. I have more free time than ever, and my life is on a completely different path.
I'm building a business, instead of working a dead-end job. Sounds awesome, but all you really know is that I made $3,500 one time.
You will want to believe that I said I'm making more than $75,000 or after only 8 months, but I cleverly left out the specifics of what I am actually making. All I said is I was able to leave my job.
What does that mean? In the MLM world, nothing. They are all about flash and act as if, but almost none of them are making what you would hope.
In fact, a lot of them are buried in credit card debt from trying to put up a believable front. Cut through this noise by insisting on proof.
Forget checks, and ask for income figures and annual numbers. These guys will notoriously quote their largest check ever as being the norm, and some will extrapolate that into annual income even though they were nowhere close. You wouldn't buy a business without having a look at their books, so treat this the same. Ask for a copy of his most recent 1099.
In addition, ask for a look at the 1099s of his other successful recruits. The number 3 producer in the company I was in consistently showed checks for $10,000 his first month, $18,000 his third month, and $50,000 by his 7th month.
I became close with this guy as I opened up offices, and when he finally quit he told me what he was making. $32K
He had
per year.
everyone convinced he was making millions, and it was all smoke. The only people making money were the founders. Read MJ's book, as it sounds like you
He
haven't.
does the best job I've seen at spotlighting the fallacies of the MLM model. As MJ says, you aren't a business owner in an MLM. You are basically just a sales rep who can enlist a sales team. Good luck, bud. Sent from my iPhone using TaperTalk.
Yeah, that first paragraph sounds similar of what he said. Screw him though, I'm glad I didn't give that guy my $499. I did my research
If
quick.
I wouldn't have done my search, I would have already paid those $500 earlier this afternoon today. You're right, I'm like on the 120 page of MJ's book. I need to read it quick before I fall for one of these scammers.
That's pretty good advice. One thing I never liked about MLM. Don't tell them why they are coming to the meeting. Let them find out when they get there.
I don't really have the right personality to do MLM. And that is exactly why they give you the books or magazines, so you have to bring them back. MJ makes some great points about it in his book.
Damn, tell you guys the truth, I don't really like receiving gifts from anyone. I heard a quote once that went like this: nothing in this life is free. When people want to give me stuff, I'm like, no thanks, I'm alright. Sometimes people get offended, they say I'm an a-hole. It's just the way I think though.
I only took it because I really thought this was an opportunity, and plus I thought a free book from a wealthy guy wouldn't matter much to him.
I need to hurry up and spend some good hours reading MJ's book today. I'm on it.
A gift is a gift. Eventually someone who gives you a gift may get it back in some other way. Not even from you. The book wasn't a gift.
It was a business proposition. He needed it back. A gift is something someone gives you when they expect nothing in return.
Legendary post. Anyone thinking about diving into MLM should heed the above. On another note, a lot of gurus will recommend MLM for one reason and one reason only: it's a great sales channel to move books.
If you are pro MLM, then suddenly, you can sell your books to millions of people in various downlanes. It simply is an awesome sales channel.
When I wrote, I knew I had a big decision: one lie about MLM and say it's great. The best thing out there. Just so I can exploit the sale channel and sell gazillions of books to the MLM channel. Sound familiar? Most gurus aren't concerned with truth, but concerned about book sales. Or to tell the truth and kill any chance of selling millions of books to hundreds of downlines. Obviously, I chose number 2.
My 2. If was briefly brought into this group a few years ago by my cousin. The products were legit, phone service, heating and I think electric.
My advisor told me to call all my friends and family with a sob story of how I needed their help and to come to my house at a certain time. I couldn't explain why or tell them I was selling anything.
My advisor basically took over the meeting and hard sold everyone to help my cause. I was horrified and very embarrassed. I had some sign-ups, but I didn't feel good about it.
I stopped the whole process a week later. These programs make money for people who are slick salesmen. I wanted to sell things to help my family and friends. Not hard sell them to pay more than they should just to put a few bucks in my pocket.
The conventions get introverted people together and makes everyone feel like a family, but it's all a big game to have everyone pay dues and fees so the top brass get paid the bucks.
Then you feel guilty about leaving the group since they are your friends. Most of them are great people, but there are ones that are tasked with keeping the team filled by whatever means. So do your research and check it out, but I would be very leery.
That's why you are always better off reading everything all the way through before making any decisions. In the end, you always have to make your own decisions.
But it helps to have all the information. MJ always gives some great advice and gets straight to the point. I will look up a lot of his posts and read them along with his book if I were you.
My understanding is the real money is made by the founders, not from selling the product and not from their underlings selling product but from selling video courses and classes on how to sell MLM.
That is probably true. As MJ pointed out, a lot of gurus advocate MLMs, but why are none of them involved in MLMs was something I always wondered.
Donald Trump and Robert Kiyosaki say MLM is a great way to make money and neither of them has an MLM company that I know about. Although I think Trump had an MLM vitamin company a few years ago.
I believe that Kiyosaki wrote his first book and it didn't sell. That was until it was sold in a MLM company. Sort of strange that he wrote a book on succeeding in business when as far as I can tell he never had a successful business.
I'll be honest, if you can get away with that, then props. Because most authors don't make money.
Making millions with books isn't any easier than making millions another way. On the brighter side, to be fair, Kiyosaki still has some good info, despite his global real estate business consisting of a duplex in Mexico or whatever the back-end story
With ACN,
was.
There is a 30-day money-back policy. My best friend at the time told me about ACN about 5 years ago and he has been doing it ever since.
He is the biggest ACN guy where I live and maybe pulls in $5-6K a month. We're not that good of friend anymore because I couldn't talk to him about anything without it involving me signing up in his downline.
By the way, he has worked 80+ hours a week for 5 years in order to make that amount of money, which is not worth it in my opinion. $1,000 a month luxuries? Come on man equals.
Yeah, definitely not worth it. Too much work for $1K a month. I never knew that. How did he get so rich now then? Or is he even rich?
I think in one of his books I remember reading he made money selling Velcro wallets.
He got rich selling books telling people how to get rich. He is not the first to do it. His story really is full of holes.
Just a couple such as there is no record of him ever serving in the military when and where he said he did. There is no record of any rich dad living near where he lived in High.
Is really another excuse from people who attribute luck to success. Even if the assertion is true, he got rich selling
That
books.
accomplishment is not one small feat. A lot of people think it's easy to write a book and sell thousands, let alone millions. The average self-published book sells 300 copies.
The average publisher-produced book fares really no better and much of the sales are through overhyped launches by a bunch of crony authors. The publishing business's version of crony capitalism. Never mind that the book is below average and rehashed shit we already know. That said, the act of selling millions of books, Kiyosaki and the guy that successfully does it in my eyes deserves respect in that sense. Millions of others try, and millions fail.
I got tricked into going to an MLM meeting last November through a vacation
group. The MLM was a vacation MLM where it was $59
The kicker
or
was
more.
that if you got 4 people to sign up, you didn't have to pay the $59 or more fee anymore. So I'm sure the selling is pretty heavy to get your first 4 people. The presentation started off with 20 minutes of how great these vacations are and 40 minutes of how you can make money and help your friends save money on all these vacations.
He told his sob story about how he was a agent and the market downturn killed him income that this MLM saved him financially. I looked at the crowd during this presentation and saw a lot of nodding heads. Most people there were realtors based on the show of hands on what industry you were in. I could see that many were going to sign up after this presentation and I felt bad for them. At $59 or more we are talking $700 a year for people who probably take one vacation a year. Who knows if it would be even worth it for the average person. I was actually thinking that for someone like me who travels a lot that this might actually save me money. At the end of the presentation the guy comes up to me and asks, I love this positive answer only sales question. So what part of the presentation was the best part for you? I told him that it wasn't for me and he proceeded into sales mode. After some back and forth, I just told him and the people at my table that if the vacations were so great, that he wouldn't have spent more time on the make money part of the presentation over the actual vacations. Then I got in my Ferrari and left, smug 2:BTW. I did look at the paperwork that they gave me, and these vacations have so many fees that I doubt you ever save any money. They talked about $199 cruises. But then you pay around another $500 in paperwork fees.
I attribute a lot of my success to luck.
While we can certainly do everything in our ability to maximize our chances for success, there is definitely a luck factor in everything. By Malcolm Gladwell explains this very well. I'm wondering how old you are? Just curious. Didn't read the whole thread in case it was mentioned.
Yep, you're right, that is one way to do it.
$120K isn't a lot for a condo at all. You could get one of those on a $30K a year salary with good credit.
I like the way you say you left like a G.
So basically someone dragged you to a crappy little condo and wasted your time with an MLM presentation? I'd be pissed if I fell for that.
Next time make an excuse. Since you were on a bike you probably could have easily broken off and at least wasted your time at a bar or something while they listened to the presentation.
You can get your money back if you ask for it within 10 days after you sign.
I paid those $499 thinking that I will get people quickly and get my money back, but I find out it was not easy. So on the 90th day I asked and got my money back within 24 hours.
They kept $50 for the package they gave me to explain their business until I sent back that package. It is a pyramid with Donald Trump on the top.
If you want to get rich via my two dads, you need to do as he did, not as he says. The content of his books is complete garbage.
The method he used to market that garbage is genius. Don't confuse one for the other. Not the MJ is confused, but some readers out there are.
Yeah, that's why I didn't join them, and no, I had no clue I was going to an ACN meeting.
All I was told is by my dad was come with me to go talk to my boss, that's it, and all he said, watch, come with me guys, I will teach you how we make money.